Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, this channel focuses on all things engineering, technology, and finance. And in today's video, we have a special video on an engineering topic. We're going to discuss text editors. Depending on what kind of work you're doing, whether it's hardware development, software development, web development, any type of development that requires you to write code, everyone knows that it's very, very important to have a development environment with a great text editor. Now, there are many text editors on the market, and they all offer very similar features. Now, you may be asking, what are text editors? Text editors are programs that allow you to open up a document and edit plain text. A text editor is commonly used in order for development of code. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the text editors that are available on the market and that you can use for your development work. Currently, we have Sublime Text here. Sublime Text is one of the more popular text editors. It has great features such as multi-tab selection, syntax highlighting, updated Python APIs. Very useful tool. Only issue with this text editor is you have to pay, and while I believe in paying for tools that you need, that may be an entry to barrier for some folks. Next on the list, we have Atom. Atom is a text editor that can be used on Windows platform, has GitHub integration, has several other features here that you can see as far as using it for other platforms as well, such as Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. Smart auto completion, find and replace, a lot of the features you would find on other text editors as well. You also have Notepad++, which is free, open source, can be used for Windows. Visual Code allows you to have a complete development environment within the code editor. With Visual Studios, it allows you to debug your code right from the editor, and you don't have to launch any additional apps, which is really handy. Built-in Git commands, so when you're using source control, you can extend it to many other programming languages, which is very, very useful. And best of all, this particular editor is cross-platform, so you can use it for Windows, Mac, or Linux, and also is free, which is also fantastic. Now, one of the other issues you might run into is when you are working for a company, and a company that might not have software readily available on machine. Let's say you have a requirement where you're working on a project that is top secret and you cannot install applications on the machine without vetting them to make sure it causes no harm and leaks out your information. So one of the other text editors that I would recommend learning and using is Vim. It comes with every single Linux distribution, so you're never really concerned whether I have a text editor or not. And so in this video, we're going to be installing both Visual Studio Code and also as well taking a look at Vim. We are now in my Windows 10 operating system. Let's take a look at how we install VS Code. First thing we do is we open up the internet browser. In our case, we have Microsoft Edge. In the navigation bar, we are going to type in code.visualstudio.com. Click enter. This will bring us to the web page for Visual Studio Code. We are going to download the Windows executable, so let's click on download. Once it's done downloading, let's click open file. And we're going to accept the terms and conditions. We're not going to change the directory. We're going to leave it as default and hit next. Same thing with the start menu. We'll leave it as default. And then also as well too, for any additional items, we will leave that as default and click next and install. And we can go ahead and click finish and launch Visual Studio Code. And just like that, you've installed Visual Studio Code, and now you have a text editor in order to do your development work. Let's take a look how we download Vim to our Windows 10 operating system. So first thing we're going to do is open up Microsoft Edge. And let's head over to vim.org. Let's go ahead and click on download. Click the PC, so Microsoft Windows. We're going to go ahead and download the gvim82.exe. Click on gvim82.exe. Once it's done downloading, we can hit open file, and we're going to hit yes for the user account control. Now install it in English, hit OK. We're going to hit next here. We're going to accept the license and agreement. Click next, click next, click next, and click install. And we give this a minute or two for it to install. And we can go ahead and click finish and open up the README file. And as you can see here, we now have the Vim text editor. Now let's install Visual Studio Code on our Mac computer. So first thing I'm going to do on the Mac is I'm going to open up Safari. In the navigation bar, let's go ahead and type in code.visualstudio.com and click enter. Once we are on code.visualstudio.com, we are presented with this screen where we can download the Mac Universal Stable build. So let's go ahead and click on that. It should automatically kick off the download for you. And if it does not, you can always click on the direct download link. And ours is automatically downloading. And as you can see here, it just finished downloading on my machine. So let's go ahead and open that up. So we are going to open Visual Studio Code. And we are going to click open. And just like that, we have Visual Studio Code on our Mac. If you're interested in a graphical GVim, we can go on the website and download that. So let's go ahead and open up Safari. Type in www.vim.org. Now we can go to downloads, go to Macintosh, and let's go over to Mac Vim, and it can be downloaded via this GitHub link. And we are going to go to Mac Vim homepage. And let's download Mac Vim. And we're going to click allow. Once that's done downloading, we can go ahead and open it up. So I have macvim.dmg. Let's open that up. Now that we have this installer open, let's go ahead and bring Mac Vim over to our applications. Once Mac Vim is completed, we can go ahead and search for it just to make sure it's on the machine. And let's go ahead and open that up. And as we can see back here, Mac Vim is installed and we can go ahead and start using it. Okay, so now we have our terminal available in our Linux machine. This is running Fedora 34. So let's take a look at how we installed GVim. So with installing packages on Fedora 34, it's pretty simple. We're going to use the DNF command. So let's type in sudo DNF install GVim, and we're going to give it a -y for yes. Now it's going to look up the dependencies and download everything it needs in order to install GVim. Now that it is complete, let's go ahead and fire it up. We can do GVim, and just like that, we have our GVim editor for our Linux machine. Now let's go ahead and install Visual Studio Code for our Fedora 34 machine. So we're going to use the same command as before, sudo DNF install, but we're going to replace GVim with code. We're going to hit yes on that. And now it's going to install the packages that it needs for Visual Studio Code. And now that that's complete, we can go ahead and launch Visual Studio Code. by typing in code. And ampersand stands for put the program in the background. And just like that, we have launched our Visual Studio Code. So there you have it, folks. We took a look today at one of the most important tools in our development environment, which are text editors. And we took a look at different text editors that are available to us, and we chose 2 text editors that are important to know and how to install them on each platform, Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. If you found this video to be very helpful, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Also as well too, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below and we will answer every single question that you may have. Don't forget to stay tuned. We have more videos coming up on all things engineering, technology, and finance. See you on the next.